she can't get away with her behaviour. I think there should be something that you have been so rude to the Queen that actually it deserves some sort of punishment. Prison if possible. I really mean it. I don't mean it as a joke. But when we've heard all the things you said to the Queen and how she's behaved all the way through, it's not something that's come up after she's tried to
So
get
what,
into.
treason?
Yeah.
Breaking today. The royal family's position on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has significantly hardened following the shock beyond the grave revelations from the late Queen Elizabeth, exposed to the world by her cousin, Lady Elizabeth Anson. This reporting from Radar Online. Prince William plotting to strip brother Harry and wife Meghan Markle of their Sussex title when he takes throne from cancer-battling Queen. We're going to get analysis from our Royal Mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, Angela Levin, in just one moment. But first, let me take you through this new reporting. Ruthless Prince William is eagerly awaiting the day he'll be crowned Britain's next king, as he's raring to strip the Duke and Duchess of Sussex of their titles if they ever again publicly rip the royal family. According to insiders, William has never stopped seething over how his brother Prince Harry and his sister-in-law Meghan Markle badmouthed the palace after the pair ditched their official duties in 2020 to cash in on their posh pedigrees, and how the verbal attacks saddened the men's father, King Charles. A courtier said the king was especially stung by Harry, labelling him an emotionally cold father in his scathing memoir Spare. But the monarch is very concerned about his image and fears backlash from his subjects. Let me tell you, Charles, there would be no backlash. That's why he'd never dare take away Harry's Sussex title despite all the hurt he's caused. The courtier revealed Charles worries he'd be seen as petty if he yanked back the titles granted by his beloved mother, but hard-nosed William has no such concerns. The insider shared behind the scenes, people are saying the royals have quietly sanctioned the title removal if Harry and Meghan step out of line again. The removal would require an act of parliament, but those in the know say the palace has already called several secret meetings to discuss the possibility and put an actionable plan in place. The courtier added, cowardly Charles does not have the courage to pull the trigger himself, but the cancer-stricken king has given heir to the throne William his blessing to pursue that route after he's gone. The royals are absolutely furious that Meghan continues to flaunt the Sussex title for her and Harry's own self-gain. When King Charles does pass away, it's a certainty that William will pull the trigger and strip her and Harry of their HRH status. So, Angela Levin, we've obviously been reporting on these developments for some time, but of course for the royal family, what emerged this week from Lady Elizabeth Anson and those direct conversations with the late Queen Elizabeth II was so significant, Angela, because of course the family, especially Charles, and to a lesser extent William, they know how close the late Queen was to Lady Elizabeth Anson. They know that what Lady Elizabeth Anson was reporting about the fact that that Meghan was never properly in love with Harry and that she engineered this marriage and that Harry was revolting to the late Queen on the phone and that Meghan upset the late Queen before the wedding. They know that all of that is true, but the fact that it's now in the public domain means that they can take this tougher stance. What do you make of this new reporting, Angela, from royal courtiers suggesting that actually, even though Charles might not pull the trigger himself, he has given Prince William his tacit blessing to say, okay, when I'm gone, their titles can go?
Well, I must say, I don't think that if he said that, anybody else would hear it. I think William would never say anything to a magazine or TV or anything. And I think if he tells him this, it would be done in a very subtle way. He wouldn't actually say it. It would be too painful. So I think it's just easy to say something about it and guess it because it is a possibility. But I don't actually listen to those things unless I hear it from the person's mouth, of either of men. You know, they're so honorable. They don't tell lies. They don't shout these things out. And I think people on a magazine or whatever they're doing, TV, and then decide what's going on to this week, and they think, well, let's pretend that the king's bound to have told him something by now. Boom, off it goes. And for me, I don't take any notice.
If you're enjoying what we're doing here on Outspoken, please consider joining our thriving community over on Substack, www.outspoken.live. You can sign up completely for free, but Substack is so important to me. It is a free speech platform. It protects me from big tech cancellation. Plus, you get to communicate directly with me. Head on over www.outspoken.live, enter your email address, and sign up today. And Angela, do you think that there is a chance that it could happen before Charles's death, which obviously we hope is a very long time away? I've obviously got to stress that. But this reporting, Angela, suggests that it's almost like Harry and Meghan are on their final warning.
I certainly hope so. I think that it has been very hard for the king because he loves his children and he loves Harry and he's worried about him living in the way that he is now. And perhaps overdosing on all sorts of things. And I think that that really upsets him. But it's very, very hard for a parent to do that, I think. And I think it would be very difficult for him. However, if Meghan and Harry keep on and keep on and keep on, there will be something that actually makes him feel this is enough. You can feel you can manage, but he might go on for a very long time. This cancer that he has, he will die with it, but it won't kill him. It's one of those, they're quite common, and he can go on for quite a long time. He's in great form at the moment. He loves it up in Scotland and it's been good fun. I hear he's had a great time or is having a great time. And so what he's trying to do from that is to not think about it, to live in the present and with the Queen, Camilla, and actually go out and meet people, which is what he loves. There's a point as well where he doesn't take any notice. He doesn't let it eat him up anymore. Whereas William is absolutely furious. And a brother to a brother's attitude is very different from a father to a son. And he would absolutely do it no trouble at all. If he could get it done, he would, because he feels that Harry has been disgusting, both with himself and also Catherine. I mean, I think he's feeling that what Catherine has gone through and how Harry and Meghan go on and on and on, being revolting, as I just said a few minutes ago, it can make him angry. And I think he is angry, and he can see he can get very angry as well because he's fed up with it. And the stresses and strains that he has to deal with are enormous. I think they should try and get the act off them at the Parliament as quickly as they can. And whether William decides to do that, I don't know. He might not always listen, but it's enough. It's been more than enough. It's outrageous. And I think that at Parliament, whatever's going on the rest of our lives, actually don't appreciate what Harry is doing and might very well vote for it. But we'd have to see about that. But it is, it's just too dreadful, isn't it? You can't imagine it. If this was in a film or in a series, you'd say, oh, this is too far-fetched. It doesn't really mean anything. This is nonsense. It would never happen. This is real life, and it is disgusting and awful, and you can't imagine anything worse. And at some point, they've got to stop it.
Angela, these revelations from Lady Elizabeth Ansem have sparked quite interesting discussions across the Royal Commentariat this week. Now, there's not loads of those people who I trust, but one I do is Phil Dampier. He's been an independent royal reporter for years and years and years now. And he appeared on the Sun exclusive this week and said that Meghan Markle saw the royal family as a stepping stone to fame and fortune. I'll get your reaction in just 1 minute, but first watch this.
So this has come right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. And I think, the fact that we can trust this information, which is so derogatory to Meghan, is very, very telling. And to be honest, it confirms what we'd already suspected, that, that at first the Queen was very keen on Meghan. She welcomed her. She thought she'd be great. And then slowly but surely, like a lot of other people, she saw a different side to her. And very disappointingly, she started to have her doubts about her. And I think it ruined her relationship with Harry, which was a very close one. She claimed that she was rude to her for 10 minutes. She wouldn't tell her details of her wedding dress. She couldn't understand why she wouldn't talk about that. And she remarked that Harry was perhaps a little bit too much in love, was possibly besotted and a bit weak, being manipulated by Meghan. And I think, unfortunately, that confirms what I've been saying or thought for the last few years, that sadly, Meghan never really had any intention of staying in the royal family. She saw it as a stepping stone, getting married to Harry, to new fame and fortune. And I think that's what initially Prince William was concerned about, and that's why they fell out.
Now, Angela, you have told me this week that you think Meghan is insulting, lying, and abusive, and that she should not be able to get away with her behaviour towards the late Queen. Do you agree with what Philip Dampier is saying there, that she only ever saw the royal family as a stepping stone to her greater ambition?
100%, I agree with everything he said there. And in a way, I could say that it's obvious that she was just making, this was a great opportunity for her. She didn't have any more work on television, she had nothing. Nobody wanted her, and she's not a very good actress. And she had to find someone who could help her, and she was looking for a rich English man. I don't know why she liked English men. She obviously liked England, but that's a lie that she said she didn't, and she obviously quite liked it for finding men. And she, put on Diana's perfume, sat there, and Harry was just over. Oh no, it was just too much for him that she smelt just like his mother, and that's the end of it. But I think that she felt that this is what she wanted, but she didn't want to compromise with the way of behaviour. She didn't want that. It was this whole half in, half out. She didn't want to be told what to do. I mean, Harry went in and said to his mother that she's much cleverer than Catherine because she's self-made, and Catherine isn't. She hasn't done anything. Well, what a terrible thing to say. But this is because Meghan was nagging. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to walk behind Catherine. And you often saw her whizzing ahead, and then an aide would come back and bring her back behind Catherine and William, but it was all for her. And then she got all snooty, I'm amazing, I can, so important. But actually the jobs and what she wanted to do haven't come off because nobody thinks she's got the talent, and she's just not very a nice person either. So what I feel, though, that she should be stopped from any time that she wants to come over here. At some point, she mustn't be allowed to come, and she can't get away with her behaviour. I think there should be something that you have been so rude to the Queen that actually it deserves some sort of punishment. Prison if possible. I really mean it. I don't mean it as a joke. But when we've heard all the things you said to the Queen and how she's behaved all the way through, it's not something that's come up after she's tried to
So what, treason?
Yeah.
But first, we've partnered with Gundry MD to share this information with you. Would you believe me if I told you inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true. Not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. You're probably used to cooking with it, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help yourself look and feel younger. For example, olive oil is a natural way to help you achieve a more youthful appearance. Besides helping you look younger on the outside, it's a fantastic tool for your insides as well. According to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a famous cardiothoracic surgeon, nutrition expert, and health advocate, you should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible, whether it's taking a shot of it daily or keeping a bottle of it in your bathroom medicine cabinet. But what kind of olive oil is best for your health? Well, any olive oil can give you some benefits, but if you're looking to get the best results, it matters a lot which one you pick. The olive oil industry is huge. You can tell by the number of olive oil brands you see at the grocery store, and you can bet they're not all made with the consumer in mind. And many brands may even cut corners one way or another to increase profits. When Dr. Gundry came to this realization, he was appalled. But some olive oils are so powerful, it may only take a few tablespoons a week to see these incredible health benefits. So, how can you tell between an olive oil that can be a health booster and which one isn't up to par? In an effort to answer that important question, Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. The video has gone viral since its release, and it's important you see it so you can start benefiting immediately. You can watch the video right now by going to getolive1.com/outspoken or by clicking the link in the description box below. So that's getolive1.com/outspoken, or just click on the link in the description box below. People who have taken his advice have shared their results with him, saying the olive oil they bought after learning his simple rules has helped change their lives. So make sure you go to getolive1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below this video. But now, back to the show. I think a lot of people would agree.
I do, because she's taken advantage of it. She's not said one word of gratitude, has she? Her wedding cost £32 million, and after she said, well, I never wanted that. It was just what they wanted to do to show all the people all around. They were so interested. And I thought to myself, gosh, you need a wallop. How dare you say that? She's never thanked them for all the gratitude of how much she's learnt, how richer she's got, how more famous she's got. It's always looking at the darkness, smashing it to pieces and destroying it. The people, anything, she wants to get rid of that she doesn't want to. She wants to be there, the queen of the world. And she's just, if she wants to do that, she shouldn't actually try and knock out other people like our Queen, who was the most amazing woman, and she was getting ill and she was getting old, and that you can still attack someone like that. If you don't like them, stay away, shut up, go away. But if you actually go on and on and on nagging, you're going to make them very ill as well. So that's why I think it is treason. I'm sure if they looked through things with a fine comb, they could find things that were treason, and I hope that she would have it. And I'm not really a nasty person, but I do think that she's beyond dreadful.
I think a lot of people would agree with that approach, Angela, and actually don't like the sort of soft touch approach that King Charles is taking. Now, interestingly, also, Angela, this week it emerged in the Mail. I'll show you this headline, that perhaps what William could do is look to the Danish royal family as a blueprint of how to remove their titles. This from Sharon Hunt. Harry and Meghan's children are likely to lose their titles, but there's only one way for William to do it while keeping his hands clean. Another royal household has already shown him the way. And she talks about the fact that in Denmark, it went back to September 2022, during what would ultimately be the penultimate year of Queen Marguerite's reign. And the monarch made the unexpected decision to future-proof the royal family and slim down the court, because she made the decision to revoke the HRH title of her youngest son, Prince Haakim's 4 children, now titled Count Nikolai, Count Felix, Count Henrik, and Countess Athena. She said that revoking their princely titles would allow her grandchildren to shape their own lives without being limited by the special considerations and obligations that formal affiliation to the Royal House of Denmark entails. And the argument that Sharon Hunt is making here is that, of course, that is something that King Charles could do to protect William in a way, because obviously it was done by Queen Marguerite in a sort of positive way. Do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a very good idea. In fact, I'd do anything to get them to lose their titles and just become ordinary people. But the trouble with that is that we're dealing with the most spiteful, nasty person. She's so determined to win. I think in Denmark they were quite grateful for that and there was no fuss. Now, if you say something like that with Meghan, or that's what you're going to do, you have to be very careful about the response. I think she's dangerous, and I think she can say as many lies as she wants, and I think it could absolutely make a bomb go up. And I think we need to be careful that if ever we wanted to do that, you had to make sure that it wouldn't be a massive response.
Angela, there was also something really intriguing this week that I wanted to get your view on. It was James Holt, who has been the right-hand man for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle for years. I mean, I don't like this guy, right? Because I was dealing with him a little bit when they were in the royal family, and he was like a total propagandist for Harry and Meghan and very much on their side. And he was the one that was really behind the, oh, we're not going to deal with certain journalists. And, you know, I got the email after Megxit where it's like, we're never going to speak to you again. And I'm like, I don't care. You know, I break my stories. I'm not one of these journalists that relies on your pathetic spin. You know, I'm not like Newsweek or People Magazine or Us Weekly. It's like, God damn, I'd just broken the story of Megxit without your help, Harry and Meghan. So I'm just going to go on and keep doing what I'm doing. But what's interesting about this, Angela, is that this week, James Holt has started to like posts on LinkedIn, which is like the professional social media network, which are pro-royal family posts, including posts praising the work of Jason Knauf. Now, Jason Knauf, very, very famous. There he is, circled next to Harry and Meghan, or just behind them in that picture, because, of course, he was the bloke who blew the whistle on Meghan Markle's bullying and is now actually the chief executive of Prince William's Earthshot Prize. Now, do you have any idea about what's going on here? Because I've seen so many different theories, and I don't know, because I don't know what's going on with James Holt. But some people are saying he's moved back to the United Kingdom. Could he have potentially split from Meghan and Harry? Other people are saying, no, he is operating on behalf of Harry and Meghan. He's almost doing this to try and, I guess, ingratiate them back in the royal fold. Do you have any insight into this or know what's going on?
I don't know for sure, but I think you're absolutely right that they've tried all sorts of ways, but they've ended up with rows. So here they've got a man who knows how to deal with the royal family, who knows how to deal with Jason Knauf, and he can actually perhaps make it all very nice and cozy again. But Jason has said that he wouldn't change anything that he said about her being a bully and upsetting the staff. He's not going to change any of that. So if that's what he's after, he won't get it. But they've obviously, I think, felt that it's time with the king, maybe they could get into that. And I don't think it'll work. I think that they're just trying in the same way that they've got Christopher Bosie just to all the people that they've tried, they're just not really experienced of royal families. And so this is actually going out of that and trying to be pretending that you're lovely and nice and you really will want to do something, kind and be amongst them again. However, you say that one day and the next day they're criticizing them, the royal family, finding a fault and being extremely rude. Well, anybody can say that if you do that, you're not going to get any warmth and letting you in. I don't understand it. They didn't like it. Harry didn't like it. She didn't like it. Why are you so worried for your children? Why should they do something that you absolutely hated and you're extremely vulgar about it, just to sort of mark a tick on the book. I think it's that. And the fact that they're getting keener and keener to do it, I think that the royal family have got to stay more sturdy. And if it comes to something really disgraceful, which I have no doubt it will, that William does do something. But I think Jason is very clever and very honourable and very loyal to the royal family. I
Yes,
mean,
he's proven that.
he did look after um, Harry and Meghan for quite a long time, and it was a lot of work. But he was, good at doing it,
Yeah, and
so
he
he does
tried.
know them
But
very
the problem
well.
is he was seeing the bullying up close, firsthand, and as an honourable man, of course, he couldn't just stand by and do nothing about it. Angela,
Quite
I
right.
want to show you this very cute video of Prince William that has gone viral again this week. A really hilarious exchange with a young man. Let's have a look.
Yeah, so what? You know where he is? Have you seen him yet? No. Where do you think he is? Did he go that way? Yeah, well, if you wait, he might come along in a minute. We'll have to see if he's there. Yeah. Do you know what my name is? I'm not the government. So I don't like the government, right? You dress like this a lot. My name's William too.
Nice, not everybody.
You get challenged on that one? Yeah, it's quite fun. I enjoy it. Very nice of you guys. Thank you.
Oh, just adorable, Angela. And you've also heard, Angela, this week that Prince George has become obsessed with snakes. Has he been hanging around Meghan Markle again?
Yeah, just Prince William revealed that George, now 11, is obsessed, that's the word he said, with snakes. And he absolutely loved them. He's going to be so upset he missed one because William was out somewhere and Northern Ireland, and he held a snake. And obviously, he said he would be very, very upset. But then he adds that Charlotte is obsessed with spiders, that she goes looking for them absolutely everywhere. And a lot of people absolutely cringe at that too. But isn't that sweet? I think that's a lovely thing to tell people because you warm towards him, and it's like an ordinary family and an ordinary children who love the most awful things. Yeah, one of my sons used to be absolutely obsessed with snakes, but I didn't let them anywhere near me in the house. I just think it's funny. Maybe because they don't answer back. I don't really know, but
I don't know why you'd be obsessed with snakes. I've always just been absolutely terrified of them, to be totally
yes.
honest, Angela Levin. But thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant to have you. We will speak next week. And of course, if you do want first access to our Royal Uncancelled after shows here on Outspoken, sign up to my Substack, www.outspoken.live. This is where you get our Royal exclusives and original reporting that you simply do not get these days from the Royal Rota in the mainstream media. www.outspoken.live. Why Substack is such an important platform is because it's free speech focused. I'm protected from lawfare there. I'm protected from big tech cancellation there. So I'm trying to get as many of you on board the Substack revolution. www.outspoken.live. And if you take a monthly paid subscription, you do get first access to the Royal Uncancelled After Show in full, live and on demand every single weekday, Monday to Friday. Thank you so much for your company and your ongoing support of Outspoken. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.